Good morning, boys and girls. All right, we are probably within a few days of finishing our book. Where we left off last, we found out that Mr. Turp's at school, and it was the last day of school, and he came back to visit. So we're on to Luke, and there we go. Mrs. Williams spoke up. Boys and girls, I do have one announcement before I leave you with your teacher. She smiled. The school board has decided that next year will be an experimental year. We're going to try looping in one classroom. What's that? Anna asked. Looping is when a class and the teacher move on to the next grade together, Mrs. Williams said. It got quiet fast, real quiet, like hold your mouth quiet. Was everybody wondering the same thing? I looked around. Jessica smiled and nodded at me. Boys and girls, next year your class will be looping, Mrs. Williams said. With Mr. Turrup? Anna asked. Yes, Mr. Turrup answered. We jumped and screamed and hooted and hollered. I saw Mrs. Williams heading toward the door. I ran over to her. Mrs. Williams, I said as she was about to leave. She turned around. Yes, Luke? Thank you, I said. Then I felt a sudden quietness behind me. The rest of my class stopped and took notice of Mrs. Williams. Thank you, Mrs. Williams, voices called. She looked at Mr. Turrup. I was close enough to hear her say, There's magic in this room with you here, Mr. Turrup. Magic. She hugged him and left. All right. That brings us to Alexia. Teach made it. He showed up on the last day with no warning. It was the biggest surprise ever. Everyone ran over and hugged him. Then Teach went over and hugged Peter. I liked Teach so much when he did that. It made me think of the day he took me out in the hall. Teach knew how to be nice. He didn't say one thing and do another, not Teach. After things calmed down, I went up to him. I've been being nice now, Teach, I said. You'd be proud. You've always been nice, Lex, he said. You've just figured out how to show it. But you're right. I'm very proud of you. I can't wait till next year, I said. I can't wait either. I missed you. Then I hugged Teach again. I love you, Teach. I said, I love you too. So now it's wait till next year, and I can't. All right, why don't we do one more, and we're going to go with Jeffrey. Sometimes school can actually be great, and next year's going to be just that, because Turrup's back. I didn't think he was going to make it. I thought he was going to die like Michael did. I tried to help Michael, and it didn't work. I don't know if I helped Turrup at all, but he made it. I ran and got help when he fell down in the snow. I ran inside and got the nurse and made them call 911 and got Mrs. Williams. I did that. Was that enough? I watched Turrup hug Peter. He didn't blame anyone. Jessica told me that it wasn't my fault that Michael died. Maybe you just do the best you can because you can't control what happens in the end. I guess it's okay to hope for things. Sometimes it works out. Slowly, I'm getting my mom and dad back. There isn't silence between us anymore, though they still don't talk to each other very much. Mom is out of her pajamas, but never out of the house. That's okay for now. She's starting to try to get better, like me and Dad. I hope things get better between them. I miss my brother, but I'm real glad we got Turrup back. And I think I've found some reason for all this. I never would have been the one to break the silence between me and Mom and me and Dad if it weren't for Turrup's accident. I wanted so bad to tell him how much I loved him, and I didn't know if I was going to get the chance when he was in that coma. And that was when I knew I didn't want to miss the chance with my parents, so I broke the silence. I'm glad too. I'm happy. All right, boys and girls. We have Anna next, and we should be finishing this up in a couple days. All right, until next time.